Jangan lupa subscribe, like, and di-share, dan aktifkan tanda lonceng ya Allah.
Silicon Valley Future Forum.
Hi everyone, I'm NICOLAS. I'm the co-founder of StartX. StartX is an accelerator in the founder community that is affiliated with Stanford University. We have been operating this community for the last 7 years, and we have about 1,200 entrepreneurs that went through our program, and they're part of our family of companies. They have raised about $3 billion so far collectively. They're valued about $9 billion collectively, and we have invested in them about $125 million through the Stanford StartX fund that we operate. And personally, I did my PhD at Stanford in computer engineering.
Great.
Yeah, and we all noticed that with the introduction of smart contracts, which is a concept that Ethereum created, these ICOs became much easier to implement and much more straightforward for the people for the investors to be able to understand the rules that are behind its currency. And what happened was quite interesting, that Ethereum's price the last few months started to increase by almost, what was that, 100 times. From $7 became $200 and almost $400 sometime, which transformed this market, this industry of ICOs from something where people who are very passionate about technology believed and for many years, and have been trying to push these things forward. And because the price of Ethereum, for example, in the past was much lower, the result of an ICO looked conceptually in the equivalent of US dollars, they looked much smaller. When the Ethereum price became higher, much higher, all these ICOs translated into a much higher number of US dollars, $100 million, $150 million raised within 30 seconds of an ICO, which all of a sudden brought the lights of consumer magazines and newspapers and even taxi drivers. I was on an Uber the other day, and a taxi driver asked me about ICOs and cryptocurrency. He wanted to invest in cryptocurrency because the other people are creating IRAs that will be in cryptocurrency. So that's what's brought all this light, and yeah.
And now these fundraising methods.
Yeah, and a lot of founders actually come to us, and initially what drove to come to us was the promise that this is a non-dilutive way for them to raise capital, which means that they don't have to give equity stocks of their companies to investors. But very quickly they realized that by creating these cryptocurrencies, it's actually not as it's not only that, but it's that they are imposing certain very specific restrictions, or using through these smart contracts that they implement for the crowd sale. They're putting all these restrictions on how they can use the funds. In a traditional VC equity raise, you convince an investor that you have the right judgment and they believe in you, that you will use their money towards building a great company. And along the line of creating a company, investors understand that you will need to make a lot of tough decisions. So you need to potentially even pivot the entire company at certain points in time. And no investor expects you that you will implement exactly what you showed them in the PowerPoint slide deck. However, when people are designing these crowd sales and they impose those restrictions on how the funds can be used, in a way these restrictions are, depending on how you crafted the smart contract, they are written in stone in a way, which means that they are going going to be running their business exactly, certain parts of the business at least, the ones written in the smart contract, exactly as they designed it on day one, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It's a great thing because with this facility, they can guarantee all the people who backed them that they're going to deliver on what they promised to deliver, and at the same time it is a little bit challenging because what if the market changes, they actually need to change the way they're doing business in the future, it will be much more difficult. So these are the things that entrepreneurs quickly come to understand after their initial impression that this is just a non-dilutive capital, so it must be great, let's do it. I can offer one from that I hear multiple times from founders. They're worried about volatility of those cryptocurrencies. Sometimes the market goes up, sometimes the market goes down, so they raised 50,000 Ethereum. Today they're worth 50 million, tomorrow they're worth 10, and they're worried that should I convert some of that back to fiat currency, US dollars, so that I can, at the worst case scenario, be able to pay my employees' salaries? Should I not?
Silicon Valley Future Forum.